Hi, this is Captain Drew Cavanaugh of Florida Inshore Fishing Charters and Mosquito Lagoon Site Fishing Charters located here in East Central Florida near New Smyrna Beach, Titusville, Cocoa Beach, and Daytona. Today is November 27th, 2013, and this is your inshore saltwater flats fishing report for the Mosquito Lagoon and Indian River. It is towards the end of November here, Thanksgiving Eve. Thanksgiving's tomorrow. Hope everybody has a safe, happy holiday season this year, and I just wanted to go over a few things about the past few weeks of fishing here in eastern Florida and tell you what my thoughts are on the next few weeks and what's going to go on and all that good stuff. So with that said, the past several weeks we've been doing really good with fishing. The water quality has improved tremendously. We went from an algae bloom that had really darkened the water up over the summertime. I know down south it had taken a lot of the grass and just is doing a lot of destructive damage, but here on the Mosquito Lagoon and this entire area right in here, we're doing just fine. The fishing is off the wall. Past few weeks, been getting great numbers of trout, black drum, redfish. The redfish are ranging anywhere from a couple pounds up to the bigger fish, the big bulls. We were getting a lot of the bigger redfish on the north end of the Indian River right here in Scottsmore, Mims. You were also getting them down here near the NASA Causeway Bridge right here, across from the Kennedy Park ramp, Skunk Island, all this duck hunter blind. Perfect place to fish. The south end of the Mosquito Lagoon, where I fish a lot, and the entire south end, the whale tail, the observatory, all that good stuff. You can't go wrong. Cucumber Island, Hardin Island, here's Haulover Canal. Typically what I'm trying to say here is there really is no area that's a hot spot day after day after day. You've got such a massive spot here that to where you can go from New Smyrna Beach, Daytona Beach up here, all the way down to Cocoa, and you're able to catch fish pretty much anywhere. So with that said, when you're out there looking for fish, what you want to do is if you get, early bird gets the worm, to say, in a way. There's days you want to start a little bit later if the water's cold-blooded animals, let them warm up, so on and so forth. But if you get out there and you're the first ones there and you're working hard to get on fish and somebody comes in on top of you, that's not a fun thing to have happen just because they didn't either have the discipline to get up early or whatever. And I see that happen all the time, whether it's people fishing, guides on top of other guides that don't, there's some guides I know out there, they don't know what a time or an alarm clock is. They start late, and they just figure, well, I'll just show up late. I've seen, people do it to other people, so it's not just guides doing it, it's a whole mixture. Everybody does it. And it would just be such a nicer experience if you get to an area and you see somebody there, just move on and say, man, we should, maybe next time we'll just be there a little bit earlier. It would just improve everything everywhere. So with that said, what you're going to do is when you get out here, and if you're looking for signs of life, birds feeding, bait fish, drop-offs, water that goes from, a few inches to slowly grades down to deeper, grass flats, sand holes, escape routes to deeper water, fish like. The sun comes up over here in the west, or the east rather. It's going to hit this western bank first, so as the water gets colder, as in the winter months come by, December, January, February, that western banks are going to warm up first. Just like as the day goes on, these eastern banks, as the sun comes from this way, it's going to be hitting all these banks. Apply that kind of logic and tactics to your day of fishing. Early morning charters, we've been throwing a lot of the DOA stuff. I'm a big fan of the DOA bait busters. I like the black and white, the red and white mullet pattern, shallow runner bait busters for topwater lures. You can't go wrong with the cows. Typically, these are great for sight fishing, throwing an individual fish. You can see at the top of the tackle tray there, I've got some bullet weights and weighted hooks that I use. Typically, that's what I like to do. I like to rig them weedless, so that there's no discrepancy on bringing in a big clump of weeds or anything. Plus the weight adds a little bit of distance on it. 10-pound braid, 15-pound fluorocarbon leader on my Stratix and Sustains. So it's all light tackle. You can throw some jig heads if you're out there fishing the drop-offs in 4 or 5 feet of water along the edges of the bars. Let's say you don't want to pull the flats and search failing fish. redfish and all that. You just want to blind cast. You can take the jig heads there, like the one in the top right-hand corner with the yellow jig head. Perfect to throw in deeper water for trout and all that good stuff. I highly suggest that you pinch all the barbs back on those, so when you're getting the little trout and whatnot, anything that you're not keeping, you can let go. And obviously, I promote a lot of catch and release, so personally, I think just let everything go. That way, it's there next time to catch. But I do realize people do keep fish, and I have no problem with that. Just what's the saying? Limit your catch, don't catch your limit. So just a little bit of common sense there. It's all good. And then last but not least is the DOA shrimp. That is a good go-to bait for sight fishing these fish. But as far as the area goes, I'm showing you these areas, and I'm not showing you exact hot spots, but this is a massive, massive area. To go from Sharps, Port St. John's, Cocoa Beach down here, the Banana River over here, all that good stuff, you've got such a vast area, all this square mileage in land and water. There's no reason that if you get up and you get to a spot, there's plenty of water to cover, especially up here in this north end of the Mosquito Lagoon, Orange Island, backcountry. This is a kayak canoe's paradise. I mean, you can see all through this government cut over here, Blue Hole, Turner Flats. This is just a dream come true for somebody in a canoe, kayak, and there is fish everywhere up in here. You just absolutely, positively cannot go wrong. So, with that said, I want everybody to get out there, enjoy the holidays, be safe, and again, if you have any questions, feel free to call me or you can email me. And until then, I want everybody to have a great day, and thank you very, very much. See you next time.